Hey guys, this is Tom, and if you're new to my channel, I make videos that help you empower your higher self and manifest your dream life. In this video, I'm going to be covering an Abraham Hicks technique for increasing your state of being, for raising your vibration, for really just improving your emotional state, if you prefer that language. This technique is best used for when you're in a pretty much common everyday mood, so you're not in any cripplingly negative state. It doesn't tend to work too effectively there, although I have added my own little tweaks to this technique which may give you some success if you're in a very negative state and need to very rapidly raise your state of vibration. So I'll cover my little techniques and tips within the explanation of the Abraham Hicks version. But what are we trying to achieve here when we say raise our vibration? Obviously we're trying to feel good, we're trying to feel better about ourselves, better about life in general. It's a beautiful thing when you're in that high vibration state, when you're feeling really good, when your thoughts are flowing and they're in alignment. And you may have heard that expression many times if you're familiar with the Abraham Hicks teachings of becoming in alignment with Source. If you're a rational, skeptical, scientifically minded person, then I relate to you because years ago I was deeply immersed in those fields and that was my background, and I studied philosophy. So it does take a while to kind of get your head around what does this mean, being in connection with Source, being in alignment with Source. Well, basically, enlightened masters talk about the unity of all things and how when we sufficiently raise our state of consciousness, we start to become one with everything. And through my own personal awakening journey, which is an ever-evolving thing, my experiences have revealed various states and realms that reflect this truth. And when you sort of dissolve that fixed point of view that you normally associate yourself with in everyday life, and you become this sort of merged totality with everything in your own state of consciousness and state of being, one very, very clear fact that is intimately connected to this experience is this new state of being that you become in the present moment. And that state of being is akin to love. It truly is the best word to describe that. It's a very high vibration, very free, blissful, joyful state of love. But of course, when we come back into our normal waking selves with our sense of self, our limited point of view, etc., we're going around life, we can still raise our own vibration by changing the kinds of thoughts we're having, by changing our perspective on life in whatever situation is going on, and that in a way we're tweaking our own personal views such that they in parallel reflect and mirror what our ultimate most high vantage point of life would consider is also true about the current situation. So that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to alter your own perception on the things that are happening in your life. According to the Abraham Hicks teachings, they say that an increased state of being equals an increased point of attraction. You start to warp 3D reality, space-time warps around you, so to speak, to vibrationally resonate with your state of being. And this is something that I've proven in my own life, and I know it works, so it's something that I want you to validate with yourself. If you're a scientifically minded person, here's your experiment. Don't just believe me. But nonetheless, in a neutral state of being, there's a very successful and efficient tool for just rapidly getting yourself into a joyful, expansive, flowing state of being. And it's called the Rampage of Appreciation technique. So, how do you use this technique? Well, firstly, it's very easy because you don't need any pens or pieces of paper. You just need some time to immerse yourself in your environment, in the room you're sitting in, wherever you're at, whatever you're observing. So you select something in this environment, in your external environment, something that you can appreciate and feel grateful for, something that's positive to you. So you might be sitting in a room and you might be with your dog. I know my little chihuahua, my girlfriend's chihuahua actually, she's always in the room on the bed, so whenever I look at her, that chihuahua to me, my dog, is something that's an unobjectionably positive thing. So I basically pick out this positive object, whatever that may be, and I start to put my conscious focus on it and my awareness on the object. And I just start to cut out all other thoughts, all other mind chatter, hone in on this object. And in so doing, I start to increase my awareness on it, and I can start to direct thoughts that appreciate it, that show gratitude for this thing, that positively interpret this thing in some way. So if it was my dog, I might look at her and go, wow, look how peaceful she is. I love the colour of her fur. Look at her cute little button nose. Look at those ears. Oh, she's just adorable. Oh, she just hiccuped. Isn't she cute? She brings me so much joy in my life. I'm so lucky to have her. And so on, so on, so on. And you can really rapidly fire off thoughts while focusing on this positive object, such that after you do dozens and dozens of thoughts in a short sequence of time, you start to feel really good. You start to connect with that joy of the thoughts. And such, your vibration raises, your state of being raises, and then you're feeling really good about life. But once you choose one object, you can spend a bit of time on that. However successful you find that, you can just move on to a second object and then focus on that. And do the exercise again and choose 3 or 4 objects in a sitting if you like, spending 5 or 10 minutes total during this exercise, just immersing yourself in these positive external aspects of your experience. So that's pretty much the exercise. You leave from this 5 or 10 minutes in an increased state of mind, increased vibrational state of mind, I should say. And from this space, you're really in alignment with that higher, deeper aspect of yourself. So that is the exercise. Now, my little tweak on this experience, on this tool, is that you can choose an object ahead of time that's independent of anything specific being required to be in your external world. For example, I could actually still choose my dog, but ahead of time. So I could be at work, say I was in a 9-to-5 office job that I wasn't really passionate about, I was kind of feeling pretty neutral, but I really wanted to increase my state of being, to connect with that true, deeper part of myself, to flow with life, to know my desires are coming, that I'm drawing them in, etc. I could then, in that office, sneak away into a meeting room, put the blinds down, get quiet, don't let your employees see you, or your boss. But then when you're in that room, you just imagine your dog, and you bring her to mind. Maybe you picture her frolicking in the park, and her little smile and her tongue hanging out. And this is what I do, so this is why I always have these vivid images in my mind, because I use this technique, and I just picture her joyfully in the park and throwing the ball with her, and I think thoughts about her just on this one unobjectionably positive object. But of course, my dog isn't in my everyday experience, so it's a very valuable tool, because I can carry this anywhere with me as that tool to increase my positive perspective on life, and thus my vibration and point of attraction. Very, very handy to do. But this doesn't just have to be a physical object. This can be a past memory. It can even be a future memory, such as your goal or desire, which is a specific technique in and of itself, which I will cover probably very soon on my channel, so you want to check that out. But it can also be a word, such as love, or source, or reality, or the divine, or God, if you prefer that. Whatever this word symbolizes for you that connects to that loving, divine presence in you, that thing that connects you and gives you meaning and grounds your life with purpose, whatever that high word is for you, you can use that as well. Of course, you can also use people and places and essentially anything that you know will reliably make you feel positive, that it's pretty difficult to think negatively about once you have that thing at your disposal. So in other words, you can use this for when you're even in a lower vibrational state, experiencing more cripplingly negative emotions, such as fear or shame or a sense of lack, etc. You can even use this fail-safe, unobjectionably positive object or thing or term to then focus on, apply the thoughts of appreciation and gratitude to, such that you can pull yourself up. Now, what's the purpose of pulling yourself up? Well, then you can just keep flowing about your day, experiencing good things, getting more and more in alignment with the people you're interacting with, the tasks you have to complete, any challenges you have to overcome, and most importantly, how you are feeling yourself to be in terms of your progress with your desire. Because remember, the ultimate thing you want to do is you want to cultivate a state of being in your beliefs, your thoughts, your actions, habits, your entire way of life, such that it's in alignment with the reality, with the dreams, with the goals that you most desire to experience. So by using this object, you're basically trying to increase your state of being such that you can then, with more clarity, with more of an abundant, positive state of mind, tap into that dream life you were trying to create for yourself. I will now end this video with a nice quote from Abraham Hicks, so you know I'm not making all this up, from the Abraham Hicks book, Ask and It Is Given, that really ties off this idea in a nice, succinct and clear way. Once you understand that your thoughts equal your point of attraction, and that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything that you desire. It is not possible for you to consistently feel positive emotions about your life and have it turn out badly, just as it is not possible for you to consistently feel bad emotions about your life and have it turn out well. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Alrighty guys, if you like this video, please like it, please subscribe to my channel, and please leave me a comment if you have any questions. Thank you very much.